Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again for another Cash Tiro deck profile. Quick, short, small, little local 15-man tournament here. 5 rounds. Ended up getting 8th place, so really kind of fell out towards the end. Went undefeated for the first 3 rounds and then lost in the 4th and 5th round against Yugioh. Round 1 was Medolce, that was 3 games. Round 2 was Gimmick Puppet, that was 3 games. Won the Medolce one. Round 3 was against Snake Eye Fiendsmith, that was 2 games. I won that, and then I lost flat out both games to both Yugioh players in round 4 and 5. So very, very unfortunate. It did have a horrendous brick in the final round, game 2, against the second Yugioh player. Definitely need to study that deck more and try to get better because it was just horrendous. Pretty unfortunate going undefeated until the last 2 rounds, and then just getting completely slaughtered by Yugioh. But this was the build that I played today. It's triple Imperm for Magic cards. So I was playing 1 Sacred Sword, 1 Triple T, 1 Terraforming, 1 Called By, triple Upstart Goblin, triple Planet, triple Birth, and triple Theosis. So you guys will probably notice that I cut Prosperity. Prosperity at 2 or 3 is pretty standard for the majority of Cash players. I completely cut it, and I really did not miss it that much. It is a once per turn, so I hate drawing multiple copies. It doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while I don't like dead cards. That's why I did opt to swap them for Upstart Goblins, because with Prosperity, it limits you can't draw cards for the rest of the turn. So if you opened up, if you want to do Pot of Greed with Talents, or if you were running this, some people don't. This is kind of like a White Mexican special. I don't know much of any other Cash players that run this. It's super good. It's a 4-way draw. Upstart's super great for deck thinning. Very rough against Droll, obviously. We try our best. We play Shifter in the main. We also have Called By. But Droll's always going to be quite poisonous. But I really did like this lineup. I really feel moving forward, at least for right now, these 4, the Sacred Swords with 3 Upstart, is better than the 3 Prosperity in my personal opinion. But that's just one White Mexican theory for you there. Another thing that's super great too that I really appreciate about this card, and why you just run one of these, is because it is, just like Pot, it's a hard once per turn, is you can drop, say, like a Unicorn or a Fenrir from your hand, use the effect to search, and then once you're done with it, you plus off it, you just proc this, banish it for cost, and then Pot of Greed, and then your field is open to drop another special summoner from your hand, which is really, really great. So that's going to be it for the Magic Traps. For the monster lineup, I'm running back on Triple Bird. This card is insane. So I was either thinking about running 3 Veiler or 3 Bird. Obviously, this runs 3 Shifter, so both are very conflicting because both Veiler and Droll need to go to the graveyard. I just feel like this card is a lot more impactful, and I can't really control the dice roll. If I lose the dice roll, there's nothing I can really do about that, and I feel like this has a lot more longevity. It can potentially be a turn ender by itself, whereas Effect Veiler is really just a 1-for-1. So I opted to go for the high risk, high reward against Shifter. I went for triple Droll. Back on triple Ash Blossom. This just stops everything. It's super, super good. It is a hard once per turn for a while. I was playing 2 Ash and 2 Ghost Mourner and triple Shifter, but that wasn't enough hand traps in my personal opinion. I like to have a little bit more flex when it comes to range, so I did bump Ash back up to 3. I didn't run into multiple copies. Any game that I played didn't open up 2, so it was really nice to have. And then the last hand trap, of course, is going to be the triple Shifter. 1 Ogre. As you saw, not playing the preparations. I cut the preparations. Kind of skeptical to play this without preparations, but this is super good. It's the only other Cash monster besides Uni and Fenrir that has that effect that you can just drop. You have a clear board, you can drop in special. It is the highest beater, being 28. It's a big boy. And it's got a really cool effect too. You can rip from your opponent's top of your opponent's deck and predict, see their cards. Really good. I got tired of preparations because I hate opening it. Obviously, you want to get this first to search it, but I just cut it because just too often than not, I was opening preparations, and I really don't like opening traps, especially when I was going, if you lose dice roll. So just Ogre, the Lonely Ogre by itself. Double Scareclaw Kashtira. This is another White Mexican special. I don't much know of any Kashtira player that I'm aware of that's playing double this. Usually the standard is just one. This card is just way too insane. Tempai's running around like crazy in the meta. And this is pretty much an auto win against Tempai, so that completely cuts that off the books. This card is just super insane. The ability to turn off effects, and it's got, a really big backstop at 26. One of the stronger cash monsters is really, really great. Plus, you can combo it off by removing from play a Theosis to proc back a resource that's removed, which is really, really great. It's awesome. Love this card. Would never change this. I can't believe I didn't run this at 2 before. People say it's bricky. People say it's, not that good to run multiple copies, but this is like one of the best Kashtira monsters. Unicorn and Fenrir are just insane because they net you so many resources, but people forget to give credit to Scareclaw. Scareclaw is just an insane MVP card, and it's just really great at 2. Triple Rise Heart. For siding, I will mention this. For siding, usually if I am going second, if I lose game 1, or if I know that I'm predicting that my opponent's going to make me go second for game 2 or game 3, I usually do take out 1 Rise Heart and 1 Scareclaw, so that does make room for siding slots, which is really, really nice. Triple Unicorn, and of course, triple Fenrir. I went to Nats in Austin last weekend and was able to pick up 2 Euro English Fenrir, which are these two. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if you guys can really see on the camera here, but the ones on the left here, they're super dark, super spiral swirls, really good, alti-foiling. And then this is the North American copy here. So they both, both look good. These ones just are a little bit darker, so pretty cool. Unfortunately, I couldn't pick up the playset. The seller is from UK, and really cool dude, but only had 2, so I was able to cop 2. So on the hunt for a 3rd Euro English Fenrir. So that is the main. For the extra deck, I went with 1 Donner, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 SP. Those are the only other the only links, and then the rest is XYZs. Triple Shang, triple Dark Arm, triple Big Eye, and triple Red Eyes Flare Metal. Now, I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. I feel like a lot of hardcore cash players like to have diversity. They look to some use the Heat Soul package, which I've used before and it's pretty good. But the majority of it just became tossed aside as prosperity fodder. When I was running prosperity, obviously I'm not running it anymore, at least currently. So I really wasn't so concerned about it. The +1 is pretty good. It helps you get into other hand traps. Right now, I'm just not running the package. Not to say it's bad. I'm just kind of sick of it, and I'm just trying to, I just don't really want to run it right now. So, this is insane. I would never cut this. This is at 3. It's just really, really good. I've stolen so many games unexpectedly for this card. Usually don't proc out more than 1, but I did win against 1 game here because I had 2, and it was just basically Tax Dragon for 1k every card effect. Super, super insane. A great card for time as well. This has saved me so many times in time when you're cutting close and your rounds on time. I would normally actually cut this. I wouldn't run 3 Big Eye. Big Eye's super good. A lot of people run, generically run Fenrir that aren't even, like true blue cash players, and it's really hilarious to proc into this and steal their Fenrir and then double proc by using their own Fenrir to search, powerhouse search, and then you get a spot removal as well without even using your own, which is really cool. This is actually supposed to be that level 10 synchro Chen Ying or whatever, the Stored Soul synchro. So I'm definitely cutting one of these for that. It's just I didn't have time. I was rushing to my locals today, and my synchro binder was in my storage locker, so I didn't have it. So that's going to be like the only change from 3 to 2 on number 11s, and then throw in the Chen Yang Sold Soul level 10. So super good. This, this could maybe potentially be a 2, but it's just so good The effect of having 2 spot removal, because it's not once per turn, and, you know, if it's late in the game, and you use up all your Rise Hearts, or, you know, if you have a Theosis Engrave and you're trying to recur some resources, this is another way to remove from play your Theosis. Alternative way from Scareclaw to remove your Theosis to proc more resources from your remove from play zone. So maybe you could cut it to 2. I don't really know what else I put in it this time. Again, it's just, it's really good. And then Shang is just, you know, you're constantly netting, just like Fenrir, just like Unicorn, you're constantly netting resources off those 3 cards. It forces your opponent to have to deal with the 3 cards, and this is just insane. I really wouldn't have it any other way. Some people are super crazy and only play 1. That's insane to me. I guess technically you could play 2. I've never played less than 2 before. More comfortably, I do like the 3. It's just, it's one of the best rank 7s like ever, in my personal opinion. Continuously spamming level 7s from your deck every standby phase, locking zones, proccing off combos with Pressure Planet to do target spot removal is just super, super insane. So that's really the only change that I would make as far as the extra deck is level 10 Synchro for one of the big eyes. And then this is just generic link stuff. So if you talents and you talents, declare change of heart, and you steal your opponent's monster, I just have these as a way to, well, this is obviously spot removal, just generic spot removal if there's like a floodgate, or is Donner, I can't remember if it's monster. Okay, so it is, this one is only, unfortunately, a monster removal, but monster removal, magic and trap removal, just generic. Also, you know, again, if you talents and change, you can just link them off, get rid of your opponent's monsters. SP is just a generic, really, really great, one of the best level 2s of all time currently, so really, really awesome. Extra deck is extremely flexible, obviously, in this. I know this isn't the most diverse deck, but it really, really works. Like number 11, Red Eyes, and Dark Armed, and Shangir is really kind of all you need. Maybe I did kind of miss Zeus, not so much Typhon, but Zeus. I think probably a Zeus would be another thing that I would probably cut one of the 3 ofs to put in a Zeus, because I did miss not having Zeus. Moving on to the side deck. So, with every deck that I play, I always have a harder time going second, and you know, you can't control dice roll. So for me personally, my Mexican theory, I always side very, very heavily on board breakers. Well, more specifically, going second cards. So today I did triple Lava Golem. This is an old friend that I have not used in several months. Really, really great. Unfortunately, did not get to use it today, but it felt really good to have a playset in the side deck for going second. The one Thrust, this is also Euro English. I was able to actually pick up a full playset of this, again, from that UK seller at Nationals in Austin, so really, really cool to have that. It looks really nice. I did cut Lightning Storm down to 1, and the reason why I cut it to 1 is it is a hard once per turn. You can only activate 1, so, you know, just like Ash and everything else, you don't want to clog up your hand with multiple copies. Ash is a little bit more flexible than this, so it's understandable to run it up as a playset. But I just didn't want to draw into more than 1, because you can only use once per turn. So I did cut that 1. And the reason why I needed to make cuts is because I was running Dimensional Fisher initially, 3 of in the main, and I decided that was pretty good, but it isn't like the strongest against all matchups. Not every matchup, so you're gonna need that removal manipulation. So I needed to make space, and I also wanted to make space for Lava Golem, because it's just super, super good for boss monsters and clearing field. So cut that down to 1. Harpy's Feather Duster still on the triple Dark Hole. This is super amazing. It's really great because if your opponent does some crazy shenanigans and starts putting bodies on your board, you can just clear everything on the board, and especially your board, so you can start dropping special summons from your hand. You know, Unicorn, Fenrir, Ogre, whatever it may be. Super great. Obviously, you know, never leave home without it. Triple evenly matched. Super, super good against Yugioh. Super good against pretty much everything. Really, really great, awesome, you know, one of the best going second cards of all time. And then, of course, I replaced the 3 Fishers in the main for 3 Macrocosmos in the side. Specifically, why I switched to Macrocosmos over Fisher is because this stops everything. This is just a superior card against Snake Eyes because it not only removes everything. Magic, trap, monster, doesn't matter. It gets rid of everything. And even though technically you can use Fisher going first or second because it is a continuous magic card and you can just drop it, this is a little bit slower. I think the risk is worth the reward of this just removing everything. Also combos very, very nicely with Theosis because if you don't open Shifter, you can do your shenanigans, start filling up your remove from play zone, and then you can just go ahead and drop this. It gets removed from play instantly under this, and you can recur a Kashtira resource. So basically, this makes it so instead of 3 shifters, you're running 6 shifters. Obviously, this is way slower than Shifter, but an all-around just really, really great card. Didn't really get to use it too much. Again, like I really, you know, burned out against U-Bell today, but I need to study it and practice and kind of figure out, you know, better ways because I definitely probably misplayed pretty hard against the last 2 matchups, unfortunately, that kind of took everything away from me at the end there. But really great stuff. I'm really happy with it, even though, you know, I only got 8th place and I went X2 after 5 rounds. Again, it was both to U-Bell. U-Bell is one of the stronger decks right now. It's just kind of a weird deck in general. Makeshift Makonko deck. Really not a big fan of it, but it is what it is. You know, Kashtira can power through. Just have to figure out how to go about that appropriately. So that is a side deck. That is everything for the deck. I already went through the matchups really quick. $10 entry fee, so pretty expensive entry fee here. But we did get 5 packs here. We got an OTS 22, 25, and 3 of the new Infinite Forbidden set. So hopefully we can pull some cool QCR or Fiendsmith stuff, or maybe an Alti Ash, because I'm actually missing one Alti Ash, and it would be really nice to complete the play set here with an Alti Ash. So we have 22 first. It's going to be this super that no one really cares about. This is going to be the Snake Eye Ash right here for OTS 25. It is not. We have a Delta here. Still a pretty cool card. It's cool that they got a, I don't know if I had a holo before, but there's a super. Get into these Infinite Forbidden packs here. We did get an ultra rare Shield of the Millennium Dynasty super anime deck card. Pretty cool. I actually really don't even know too much of what's in this set. I don't really keep track. Obviously the Fiendsmith stuff, you know, Fiendsmith Snake Eyes is a big meta card, so know a little bit about that. But other than that, this whole set's kind of a mystery. We got some super rareness here. And for the final pack, we have another super rare, unfortunately. So total bust on the packs. Kind of rough, especially for a $10 entry. But again, it's my own fault. You know, bunked out to U-Bell, so just got to study up on it and try harder next time. That is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been a showcasing by Autumn's Allure. My name is the White Mexican, and I'll see you in the next video.